Okay, so in the last episode, I told you guys to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'd reply to just about every single message, and trust me, I'm still going through them. I got literally like hundreds, which is insane. So much love to all you guys supporting me on the other social media platforms, but anyways, welcome back to once again another episode of the Fortnite Mythbusters. As always, if you guys do have a myth you would like me to test in the next or future episodes, go down in the comments below and drop a quick comment of a unique myth for a pretty good chance to be featured. Also guys, make sure to hit the like button on today's video. Let's see if we could aim for 15,000 likes. That would be insane. As well, subscribe if you are new to the channel and turn on those post notifications to never miss another Mythbusters episode. The rest of my socials are also shown up on screen if you do want to go support me there, but without further ado, let's begin today's episode. Going straight into the first myth is, can you transform into a llama? If so, can someone open you and will loot fly out? A couple episodes ago, we tested out to see what happens when you turn into a chest, and surprisingly, you were able to do that in prop hunt, and someone was able to open you, and loot would actually fly out. Then you'd become basically an open chest with just loot kind of floating next to you. Ever since that video, everybody's been asking me to test this exact same thing out, but with a loot llama, so I'm here to test it out for you guys. Basically, in game, I went into creative mode and I threw down a loot llama with just some random guns or whatever inside of it. Then I got out the prop hunt gun and I tried to transform into the llama, but sadly you are unable to. I then threw down the chest gallery right next to the llama, and I turned into a chest as well as the little ammo box, but sadly you are not able to turn into the extra large chest. I don't really know what that's called. I've never even seen that in game. What the heck? But sadly you are unable to turn into a loot llama, and therefore you can't be opened and loot won't fly out. Going into the next myth is, when you eat a hot chili and jump on a launch pad, will you fly farther or even jump higher than normal? Now, when I tried this out, I threw down the consumables gallery and then put a launch pad right next to it, and I first tested out to see if the height is the exact same as if your player is kind of going crazy off of the chili, or if he's just regular. After testing this out a couple times, no matter what, if your player is regular or even going crazy over the chili, you will bounce the exact same height as normal. The only way you can bounce higher is if you do have like the little gravity effect, which you could get from the shadow stones, or even if you use the bounce pad with the arch wall little technique as well to bounce higher and go even further. Now, I also tested out to see whether or not you would fly a little bit faster if your player is regular or even going crazy over the chili. So I put down the launch pad and I made a little wall, which I did not use, by the way, and I kind of floated straight over towards the side of the mountain, got a little timer up, and both times, no matter what, if he was going crazy over the chili or not, they were relatively the exact same, which you could conclude that you don't fly much faster. Going into the next myth is, what happens when you throw a sneaky snowman at someone who's a prop? If you do play prop hunt a lot, or maybe you make prop hunt maps, this myth might come in handy for you, because you might want to toss some sneaky snowman grenades into the map to maybe, hopefully, find some players. When testing this out, I had my second account turn into a prop, which happened to be maybe like a, I don't know, is this like a sleeping bag or something? We're just gonna call it a rolled up sleeping bag. My second account turned into a prop, which was that sleeping bag. I also used my little phone and put another one side by side to him, so that we have the prop version and the regular one as well. And I threw down a sneaky snowman to test out what happens. Maybe there's some sort of differences, or maybe the prop will turn into the snowman itself. After throwing the sneaky snowman at my second account, who is this sleeping bag, it just kind of bounces off. But if it does land on top, it'll automatically kind of appear for a second, then disappear immediately, like it just breaks, like the floor beneath it got broken. Now, this was actually strange because the real sleeping bag that was right next to it, not the prop version, when I would throw the sneaky snowman on top, the snowman would actually appear and just kind of sit there like normal. So if you are playing prop hunt and you do have these sneaky snowman, if you throw it on the top and it does break instantly, it's most likely a prop or a player. Going into the next myth is, can you heal from a campfire or even a chug splash while invisible from a shadow bomb? So with how popular the arena game mode is and how many people play it, and even with the World Cup coming in, this might help you out because shadow bombs, they're a good rotation. A lot of people, they are now carrying around these shadow bombs because they are extremely well for late game rotations because you're invisible, you have the double bounce, you take no fall damage, and it's all around a very good thing to use at these end game situations. I first tested out to see whether or not you would heal from a campfire if you are invisible from the shadow bomb, and surprisingly you are. This is actually a very good thing because if you are invisible and you can't really edit walls, and there's always a little timer before it goes away. If your friend does let you into his box, you could at least be getting a few HP while you're invisible, waiting for that to go away, instead of sitting there doing basically nothing. Similar to the campfire, you are also able to be healed from the chug splashes. So if you are invisible, get close to your friend when he does have some, and have him chuck him down because you will be able to go away very quickly after getting that splash of health, and hopefully continue fighting with more HP. Overall though, this was a very good myth and one you'd probably end up using in game someday. Going into the next myth is, are you able to heal with a chug splash through walls? Now with chug splashes, you know when you throw it at the ground, you basically heal as well as whoever's pretty close nearby. So you could get in basically a group shoulder to shoulder, throw down a chug splash, and all of you guys will heal just about instantly. So will this be able to work through walls? Now sadly in game though, when me and my friend, we tested it out, we tested it multiple times with multiple different types of ways. You know, we had a pyramid at one point, we had stairs, we tried to glitch through the wall a little bit, but sadly no matter what we did, you were never able to actually heal. Especially at one point where we edited just a regular window through the wall, and we had to throw it directly at the player through the window in order to regain health. Other than that, you aren't able to heal even if the chug splash is pretty visible. You know, like we threw it basically at the frame of the window, and we still were never able to be healed. Overall though, a pretty good myth and one I'll keep in mind in game from now on. Going into the next myth is, what happens when you throw a PortAFort at the 1 million HP rubber ducky at the bottom of the map? So if you didn't know already, with this 14 days of summer, they decided to add in a rubber ducky wearing some pretty cool sunglasses towards the bottom of the map, and it's slowly making its way up every single day. Now this rubber ducky, it has 1 million HP, which basically means you can't break it in a regular game. It's gonna take so many hits, and by the time that time comes, you're not gonna be able to take away that much hit points. That's just ridiculous. So if you are an OG fan of the Fortnite Mythbusters series, a while back we tested this out, but there was an ice cream truck with 100,000 HP rather than 1 million, and when we threw down the PortAFort, it did not break, but we still could test it out with the ducky to see maybe if it changed. To do this, I went into creative mode and did a glitch to get back to the main island. That way I could have all of the galleries and such to spawn in myself this PortAFort to test this myth out, and I got close to the rubber ducky, and honestly I did not expect it to break, but the rubber ducky, it broke almost instantly. But sadly in creative mode you aren't able to break your own structures, so I had to somehow edit the PortAFort away. Upon editing it all the way, the rubber ducky was basically gone and out of the map for good. So as far as we know, the only way to break this rubber ducky is to throw a PortAFort at it. Otherwise you can't really get rid of it in a regular game. But something I would love to do is to go into a custom matchmaking game with 99 of you guys, and all of us hit this rubber ducky for the entirety of the game and hopefully destroy it. So if you guys want to be a part of that, just join my Discord, discord.gg/Nexiph, and hopefully later today I'll send an announcement calling for you guys. The next myth is, are you able to heal from a chug splash while you are a prop? Now if you have yet to play prop hunt, or maybe you're just not a big fan of the prop hunt game mode in Fortnite, if you don't know already, you have HP depending on what type of object you were. So similar to earlier in the episode, I transferred into the sleeping bag, the rolled up sleeping bag, and I only had 30 HP, so you're basically one hit. From there, my friend hit me once with his pickaxe. If you don't know already, does 20 damage, which left me at just about 10 HP, and he threw down the chug splash, and surprisingly, I was able to be healed from the chug splash while a prop. So I guess this is actually pretty good to know if you're in prop hunt. Maybe you can make maps and implement these chug splashes into it to maybe re-heal your teammates, but either way, if you get seen in prop hunt, you're usually dead either way, because you have to outrun some people pretty quick because they do have guns. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you guys next time.